Okay, we're 9 minutes late. Sorry about that. It's Monday night. It's just what happens. So, welcome to another edition of the Monday Wrestling Popcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. I'm your moderator for this evening as we are leading towards the weekend, which is going to bring us NXT TakeOver Phoenix, as well as the event of the Royal Rumble, which we are not covering on this network, not live at least.
The long pop weekend returns.
For the most part.
Me and Owen are going to be covering TakeOver.
Yep.
Then we're going to be covering SAG.
Yep.
Then we're going to be covering... I'd say definitely, obviously, Raw, which will obviously encompass the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe SmackDown as well, because if that turns out to be where we actually see where the new superstars are going.
Maybe.
But we'll see.
Or maybe not. It just depends. At this point, I mean, we'll see if wrestling intrigues me any more than it has. So, obviously, you can tell by his voice, Ashley's joining us tonight.
Yeah. I literally got up 6 hours ago, so I might be up all night and then eventually just like sleeping and shit when we get to after the Oscars in about.
Hey, look at me, for example. I'm going to have to get up at 7 a.m. so I could run before we even start the podcast tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it sucks. So, Aaron is joining us again. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. It's gonna be a long week. For me, I'm gonna be off for the rest of the week, and I'll be home at least for all the weekend festivities. So I'll even try to tune in, and possibly even join you guys this weekend too.
He's going to Mangoes.
Oh Lord!
No, I'm too poor for mangoes right now.
Hang on.
I can't afford it. I go for free, but
what's a smaller fruit than a mango? A kiwi fruit. You're going to kiwi fruits.
Jeez.
That
And
should be a funny club. It's funny.
Wow, it looks like if my eyes do not deceive me, I think Cleveland is joining us tonight.
The Black Arrow is back.
Hey.
Owen, wow, is Women of Wrestling. Wow.
Hey, what's up? What's up, my Dashvilles?
Oh my dad, it's on 2019.
Yeah.
Man, it's been like a year or two, man.
Yeah,
that's
I live
great.
here now, Cleveland.
I was actually talking to Mr. Entertainment about that the other day. I was like, I feel like he's a myth. Like, I haven't seen him ever of all my years of being at Universal yet.
Well, I mean, not only am I here, I'm now full-time with the company, so there you go.
Somebody didn't clearly go to hashtag Street of the Year at Halloween Horror Night.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
We gotta go to a strip club, man.
No, I'm not doing that.
You ever heard of the Sausage Castle?
No, and I don't want to either.
Oh, I think you want to, Owen.
No,
I took Mr. Entertainment. He loved it.
That's him. That's not me.
I was sworn not to post about it on social media, so there you go. The secret's not out.
Oh God. It's going to be an interesting night, folks. It really is.
And yes, to everybody in the chat, you can add this to the fuel of a conspiracy theory in which we only get Cleveland on when it's MLK Day.
I knew he was going to say it. I just didn't know how long it would take.
You know, I'm just waiting for Cleveland to say, oh, it's MLK Day. Oh, wait, my bad.
Good Lord.
You know, I just figured out now there's no school on MLK Day. and you know, that sucks, right? Because I feel like, honestly, if we're going to give Martin Luther King his day and kids aren't going to be in school, I think only black kids shouldn't be in school. But
Wow.
But that's just me. That's
Wow. God.
Worldwide.
Oh Lord.
all my Nashville should be able to kick back and enjoy their 40 acres and a mule that they didn't get. And the other kids could be in school. But Mexicans can stay home too because they have it worse.
Oh my God.
But as I remember, Owen, you are a man of organization and
I am.
you do not want us to go talking until 3:00 in the morning. So let's
No.
get this on the road.
Exactly, yes.
Some of us have to be up early in the morning to work. Some of us have to be up in the morning to talk about the Oscars.
And some of us has to masturbate. So let's get it on.
So anybody that's joining us in the chat, which we haven't seen anybody yet, but
Was Cleveland reading my mind then? What?
Oh my God. So anybody that's joining us for the first time, this is how it used to be about a year and a half, 2 years ago. The four of us doing this show on a regular basis on Monday night. And
to be fair, this is how it nearly always is when we actually get to the Royal Rumble, aka with like one of the pay-per-views anybody actually cares about.
Speaking of, are we gonna do like our predictions at the end?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Oh, great. I get to predict something I have no stake in whatsoever. That's a great idea.
You've heard how I've described some of the things. Like Otis Dovovich nutting over a table last week.
God, so stupid.
Don't worry, they did it better this week.
The only thing I heard about this show tonight, I was looking on Twitter, I noticed that the Edgeheads are back together, at least for a night. That sounds awesome.
I think I know what's going on with that. We'll get to it. Also, if you notice in the last 15 minutes, you'll look at Twitter and realize that everybody's getting angry at the main event.
What else is new? Remember the whole thing, water is wet in the 4th month of the year. You know how it works.
I'm more of a SmackDown guy these days anyway. So.
You know what the 4th month of the year is? Thomas Jefferson, sucker.
That's a Booker T joke.
I'll tell you right now, I'm still hoping to win.
Never forget Big T.
Lotteries tickets. Oh, my God. No Big T. No Sweet T. No Tony Norris. No Ahmed Johnson talk on this network.
Did somebody say Big T as in Tyus O'Neil? Oh.
All right.
No, but that dying walrus needs to be shot.
So the interesting thing about the opening is they actually booed Lesnar.
That's interesting.
There was a mixture.
Well, it was more boos than cheers that we've had in recent times. In all honesty.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't we in Oklahoma City tonight?
Oklahoma.
No. Think about it though. We're in Oklahoma City, which is where the National Wrestling Hall of Fame is for collegiate wrestling.
Oh,
and you would think, being in a location like that, they would cheer Brock Lesnar.
They just hate Minnesota, I guess, or Canada, or anything else that's associated with Brock at the minute. UFC. Basically, they give Balor props in the whole, he believes that he's got a chance, but the spoiler is Balor is going to be a martyr who, for those that believed that he can conquer the unconquerable, he will make the ultimate sacrifice. Well, you see, you look at me and you look at Finn Balor and you notice that statement is not true. It's sacrifice.
No, it's an old TNA pay-per-view.
He's gonna break Hornswoggle in half in Cleveland.
Owen, I'm gonna let you know something.
Okay.
I am a Christian, with that being said, Vince McMahon had totally butchered one of my favorite Bible stories in this segment. Daniel and Goliath. Talking about Daniel was running around eating up shrooms, and then he saw.
Did you hear Heyman as if he was going, he's eating mushrooms? He's getting high? He's getting high on shit?
What?
Yeah, Vince was like, he got big and strong by eating a load of mushrooms. And I'm like, oh shit, wellness violation, 90 days, get the fuck out of here, Finn.
Oh my God.
Wow. Man, if Vince McMahon, definitely, they're going to have to make a new hell for him. Because
I literally thought, not take away from what Cleveland was going to asked, but I literally thought he was going to say, I'm Christian, and then he was just going to shamelessly plug in Rock the Universe.
Oh, God.
Well, you know that God's not dead, right?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, heck no.
There's a reason why Jesus Christ Superstar won at the Critics' Choice Awards last week.
Oh my God, yes.
I pray for this podcast every week.
Vince is talking about, that David was reincarnated,
Reincarcerated, okay.
Well, probably. And then, of course, McMahon says that Oklahoma City is just hillbilly land. And he's like, what? And they're booing. And of course, it's, what, you don't like that? And then, of course, Heyman goes, sorry, Vince. You have to say it slower to them because they don't understand.
Yeah. Please tell me to crowd pop for that.
At the same time as well as booing, yes.
Good. Awesome.
And then here comes Strowman, who says that last week was the worst day of his life because Baron cost him his title match and $100,000.
Oh.
But also it was the luckiest of Lesnar's life because if he was still champ after Sunday, Strowman would rip him apart just like he did Vince's limo. And then here comes Balor and goes, and this is the best bit, but considering who's out here and considering, oh, look, it's a heel McMahon figure. Balor's first line is, same old Monday Night Raw. New era, new changes, new everything. Same old shit.
Says the whole internet. That was a great comment from Finn Balor.
The great thing is he says he beat 3 other people last week, including Cena. Wrong. Mm-hmm. He beat 4. Mm-hmm. He beat Jinder, the non-ginger ninja. And then the 3 and the 4-way.
Shanti.
But whatever. And Strowman doesn't think Balor can win. And then Balor goes, well, thanks for your support, but I'm going to do what you never did, and that's beat Brock. Ooh. And then Brock just left the ring as if he went to go, fuck this segment. And Vince is like, don't go. It's like, is he on a leash or something? And Balor goes, clearly you don't remember the story because David beat Goliath. So, of course, McMahon's like, Brock, stay at ringside because we're going to have a real-life David Goliath with Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. Yeah, look at all this beef. Yeah. And then after that, oh, look. It is the same old Raw 20-minute fucking promo before we go to the first commercial.
Yeah, I actually looked at the clock during the promo. It was 8:16, I think, when Finn Balor came out. And did you notice, Ashley, that like Vince McMahon sounded like an old father and said Brock Lesnar to Finn Balor? He said, stop playing with him, please. Stop playing with him. I'm like, what?
Stop playing with your action figures and go to your bed and jerk one off instead. Yeah.
To be fair, that's exactly what I said in the middle of my favorite porn. Lord. Stop playing with him. Take it to the face.
I will not lie. nothing you're saying so far is getting me interested in the pay-per-view, so hopefully you'll do something to get me excited.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the bit that really confused me. Balor accidentally Strowman basically pushed him off the top rope and pushed him into the outside and was caught by Lesnar, who gave Finn a belly to belly. Referee did fuck all. So then more shit happened. More shenanigans with Lesnar diving onto him, things like that. Got the coup de grace on Strowman's about to get the win, but Lesnar goes in the ring, gives Balor an F5, and now it's a DQ. Only now is it a DQ. And that is all the build that you get to Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Brock was on top for this brawl?
Well, no, because he gave Balor an F5 for the DQ. He was the one that attacked first.
Okay.
Then you had a combination of Strowman, but also Finn quite comprehensively trying to take out Brock. Because Lesnar did sell more than he has done recently.
Okay. That's all.
So it leaves it up in the air as to which angle they want to go with. If Lesnar's staying and still doing his UFC stuff, they can have it there and have a face win the Rumble. But then if Finn does win, because Brock is done and wants to focus solely on UFC, then it leaves it open to more than likely, I'd say, McIntyre. In terms of the out-and-out heels that are actually there.
I'm just not interested in anything right now.
Then we had the Bobby Lashley celebration with the IC title. And it looked like he was going to do...
Oh, my gosh. What a way to celebrate Martin Luther King Day by putting two brothers against each other.
And having one of them just try and bare his ass on television.
That segment set us back 20 years.
But
Ashley needs to do his Leo Rush voice impression for Cleveland.
Thankfully, Apollo Crews showed up and basically goes, "Look, you're an impressive athlete, Bobby, but nobody paid money to see your pose. They want to see a fight. And I know you wouldn't accept a title match because you've already said that there's going to be no open challenger or anything like that, but how about we do a fight?" So, of course, Leo is going, "You know what? You can be in a match with Bobby Lashley. But only,
dear God,
if you and my man have a pose off." So they basically do a bit of a pose off, and then basically Lashley attacked him, and then Crews sort of recovered to go into adverts and then into the actual match.
Okay.
Which at least we're pushing Apollo.
I thought we were.
I find it very funny and ironic that they decide to push Apollo on today of all days.
They have a black man beating down a black man because equality.
Yep.
Reasons.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Good Lord.
And Renee said, and whoever wrote this should be fired. This is definitely the season of gaining as much momentum as possible. Coming from the guys that keep killing the fucking momentum by keep squashing all the new talent.
I didn't know what the comment was from Corey Graves. Like, Renee should have given him crap for it because, like, he acted like she likes BBC. Like, he was like, "Calm down, Renee. You're married."
Nah, if you listen hard enough, she moaned.
Oh! All those bits whenever there's a dive. Yeah, I can hear it.
That's definitely gonna be on Total Divas.
And then basically Seth came out, stared down Lashley on the ramp, and did the MLK promo. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And compares it to his own issues. A few months ago, he had 2 titles and 2 brothers, and now he has no titles and a broken family.
I just find it kind of like tasteless that they would use MLK for a storyline.
Listen, I found it tasteless that you had a chance, and this is the. Please let me at least have one N-bomb in the whole show. This is the only
Lord.
This is the only N-bomb I'm gonna use. People listening in the chat, I'm black. It's okay.
God dang it.
You had a chance with 2 niggas. Actually, 3 if you count in Lilo Rush. So I guess 2.5. You had 2.5 of them in the ring, and you decide you gotta wait till the one white guy comes in the ring to give an MLK promo.
Wow.
Yeah, to be honest, you could have given it to Apollo.
Yeah.
If anybody knows what a struggle is right now, it's Apollo Crews.
Because had they given the win to Apollo, I don't think it would have done anything to Bobby Lashley. He's champion. He can take a loss. It was non-title.
Shit. Apollo Crews has become the Black Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, but he won a match a few weeks back. He won that Battle Royal.
Shoot, at this point, Kurt Hawkins, even when he loses, he wins. So,
we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre, basically, Seth just says, "I'm winning the Royal Rumble." No shit. So then Drew came out and said that, your style, you're flying around, it will just lead you to getting eliminated. I hope for your sake that we're the last 2 men in the ring, because I want to eliminate you so that the ring announcer says the winner of the Rumble and the man will go to WrestleMania is Drew McIntyre. And as it says here in the notes that I've got from F4W, for the 3rd straight moment on this show, a talking segment got interrupted, which led to a match. Original ideas have gone out the fucking window then.
New era.
Mm-hmm. So Seth and Drew was actually pretty good, in all honesty.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Rollins with the schoolboy from out of nowhere leaves it with enough potential as to something actually happening at the Rumble with these 2. Maybe not directly at the end, but certainly like one's going to eliminate the other, I'm guessing. So this is where it gets interesting, because the Revival are backstage complaining with Vince about getting screwed in their title match. And Vince is like, well, what do you want then? And Revival's like, look, we want one more shot, but we want it to be with a guest referee that can call it down the middle.
Or we'll go to AEW.
In all honesty, that's the one that makes sense.
I hope so.
Considering all the rumors. But then again, is it actually rumors? Because then Sasha Banks tweeted at them, I want to leave too. So it's like, are we working this now?
Oh, hold on. Baby did that?
Yeah, which makes me think, are we trying to work the dirt sheets now?
They're trying to.
I know. I honestly believe the Revival wants to leave, and I I believe them asking last week really didn't help their chances with this week.
So Kurt Hawkins comes in and Vince goes, "Look, I'm not giving you any matches because you've lost too many. In fact, why don't you just look for a new job?" And then Hawkins goes, "Look, I just want an opportunity, sir." And Vince goes, "Oh, well, these guys need a referee. How about you be the referee for the Revival's title match?" And Revival are not convinced at first. But then Kurt, and this is clearly ad-libbed, because otherwise whoever wrote it is an actual genius, so I'm really hoping it isn't one of the writers because I don't want to praise them. Kurt goes, "Look, I've seen a lot of free counts recently. I know how it's done."
Yeah, that made me.
That's funny.
So eventually Revival sort of suck up to Kurt and all that.
He has lost weight, though.
So then Ambrose is backstage and said, Seth using an MLK quote, that's cute. I've got a quote of my own. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's a better quote than what Seth did.
Yeah, because like Seth was completely random. Like me and my dad both had like puzzled looks on our face, and we're just like, how the hell does he go into like something else?
It's because this is the promo that Roman would have done. Where he can slightly get away with it because of the, Samoan heritage. And because The Rock is apparently black.
Okay, listen.
What did we talk about today, Cleveland?
Samoan people can pass for black, okay? I give them the stamp of approval.
Well, yeah, to be honest, Dwayne's got it covered because he's half Samoan, half black. For his parents.
Obama, he got away with it, so.
But he warns Seth and bend over Bobby. That one word is like, okay, that's what needs to be chanted now at every single arena. Bend over Bobby. Have you not seen New Legacy Inc.'s Twitch channel? They literally have an emote of Bobby Lashley's ass. It's that over.
Sounds like a great way to spend a Thursday night.
Ambrose says, 2018 was not my year. I spent most of it in a hospital and literally throwing my body in the ground to no gratitude. The Rumble will be my shining moment, my miracle on ice. This Sunday, justice will be served. And it's like, oh my God, Dean actually knows how to do a promo. After all those weird ones of the past few weeks, so thank fucking God. So then, Lucha House Party beating Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers.
I wish they would just file mortgage on the Lucha House Party.
Can we call it something else, please?
I actually told Aaron a storyline with Lucha House Party that would make me love them. And stay with me on this. Like a Punjabi match, like the steel bar match that they had, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
What about a wall match where the ring is covered, surrounded by a tall wall, and whoever goes over the wall first wins?
Yeah, but the problem is if we're going on the actual political connotations of that, only 1/10 of the ring needs to have a metal wall around it. And there needs to be loads of other gaps that they can just go around the wall. That aren't monitored by WWE security.
Guarantee you Impact does something like that with LAX.
Sadly, they already done their Mexico taping, so, I don't know whether they'll be able to do that.
Oh yeah.
So then we had an EC3 video package, an extended one, which seems to indicate more that he might be coming to Raw. Maybe. And Dana Brooks asking about, his pre-match routine, how he gets into the shape he does. And he makes gestures as if he's saying something. He clearly isn't saying anything. Elias walked by them. Then he was in the ring after the ads, but Corbin interrupted. Corbin's mic got cut per the orders of Elias. And guess what happened, guys?
I watched this.
Corbin interrupted, so we had a fucking match.
New matchups, they said.
This is the, fifth match on the show, the fourth of which has come from an interrupted promo. It was just like boring and fuck. and then during this match, I think it was this one, they brought up, I think it was actually during the Drew McIntyre stuff, they brought up the fact that apparently Cena had his ankle injured by Drew McIntyre last week. And he exasperated it in the gym today, which means he's questionable for the Royal Rumble. Which to me is, are we trying to make excuses that John Cena's not going to be in the Rumble for that long because they didn't pay him enough because he's busy doing Bumblebee promoting still? I don't know.
Hey, whatever it takes for him not to be at WrestleMania, I'm okay with it.
And now it's time for a moment of bliss.
Before we go on a moment of bliss, the only thing I'll say about EC3 in this backstage shit is he was better off staying in NXT or Impact Wrestling.
Probably.
Because this is just a...
They brought up the wrong people.
Yeah,
Hell.
at the wrong time. This is worse than Ty Dillinger. This is worse
I don't want to say that he's Cleveland's man, but considering his style and exquisiteness, I'd say Velveteen Dream is probably, a favorite of Cleveland's.
Velveteen Dream.
How did you know?
I just guessed.
Velveteen Dream had a dream. He should have tweeted that today.
Man, Velveteen is my Nashville for real. I told my wife that he's the only person that she can sleep with besides me.
But he basically tweeted, considering WWE has nothing for me for TakeOver, unless the money's right and we come to an agreement, don't expect me on any WWE programming. Which I'm thinking is teasing he's surprise entrant at the Rumble.
He is.
Yeah,
he's gonna...
yeah. Like, that tweet was missing something. He should have said, I'll walk to AEW. But he's not allowed to do that.
I'm amazed. I've just had to... Apparently, Velveteen Dream's tweets are protected.
Oh.
I had to send him a follow request. We'll have to see what happens.
Who is this Ashley?
Hey, he's got 86,000 followers. I'm pretty sure it's just like, yep, more person to spread the propaganda that WWE's tweeting in Velveteen's place. Which I don't complain about. But
yeah, his Twitter's very interesting.
Yeah.
So is Becky Lynch's. And her
yeah, I'm already following that. The Mickey James. Oh, it's not the first time she's run on the coattails of another woman to get her to the top. It's like, do you want to lick that between your fingers, Mickey?
One of the best segments ever.
One of the best segments that WWE wants you to know never existed in WrestleMania history. So they introduced a graphic for all the women that have been announced for the Rumble, of which yesterday they added 9 through this. We're doing tweets every 30 minutes to announce them.
That was weird.
I'm pretty sure they announced all of them anyway last week when they did all those here are all the women that are in the Rumble that they've done for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe apart from Nikki Cross, but that seemed inevitable. But
let's play.
Play with Nikki.
Hey, I bet
I
she'd
would.
kill it.
I would. But I
bet she'd
can't because she's married to Killian Dane, and I'm not messing with that big boy.
Yeah, he's playing with that.
Yeah.
He got that Nikki Kitty on lock.
Brings whole new meaning to the word Ulster Plantation. That's what I'm saying. So Bliss introduces Nia, but before anything can happen, here comes Ember Moon and says, "I'm tired of waiting for an invitation. I'm seizing my moment, and I'm going to win the Rumble." Then here comes Alicia Fox, who says that she's the captain of the division, and I'm like, when the fuck have you been the captain of this division?
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
Mickey came out, said that she's stolen the show at Mania before. Lick of the fingers. And then Riot Squad, Tamina, Dana Brooke, and Nikki come out. Bliss gets on top of her chair because, she's short.
Oh.
Stop being catty. You all got to calm down. Q Nia pushing somebody, so they got into a giant fucking brawl that went into Gorilla.
I thought it was funny, like when Alexa Bliss said, "This is my show." I literally thought she was gonna pull a Nia Jax and just said, "This is my show."
If we're going after last week or 2 weeks ago with the that bloody Nia did, it sounded like she was possessed by bloody Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Struck it out. And then Alexa Bliss said the most important words I've heard this month.
Yes.
She's wrestling in the Rumble. She's actually cleared. Fuck yes. Sorry, was that Renee Young there?
Calm down, Renee.
And then out comes Lacey Evans. Apparently, and I'm giving full credit to Bobby Strauss, professional wrestling referee Bobby Strauss, who said it took them 20 years, but I think WWE found Carmen Sandiego.
Well, you got to use her for something, and it's certainly not wrestling. So there you go.
And then she does like a promo, like, the winner would not be a sawed-off girly little rump. It'll be a posh, beautiful woman like me. And I'm going, you're trying to sound like Blanche Dubois from A Streetcar Named Desire, who in all accounts was a fucking hooker.
Yep.
That's okay in my book.
Yeah, we've seen some of those.
I hate
shit segment.
Evans.
A shit segment apart from Alexa Bliss saying that she's in the Rumble. I didn't give a fuck about anything else.
Hopefully that'll be the intelligence to tell everybody that she's gonna win.
I feel like this took away from like her moment of bliss, no pun intended.
Yeah, because Lacey came out and go, I got tits. She sounds like, what was her name? BB from Lucha Underground.
Oh my god!
Here's my thing. Wasn't like she teased to like be a part of the Forgotten Sons?
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then people remembered her, and then they went, "Oh fuck!"
Like, I guess that's not ladylike, so let me not put it there.
Well, I don't know.
Why isn't Kairi Sane and Io Shirai already on the fucking main roster? Instead of Lacey Evans, who really hasn't connected with anybody.
No, this was my first promo that I seen Lacey Evans. I didn't see her prior work in NXT. The fact that she came out and talked tonight, and EC3 hasn't for the past couple weeks, fuck off.
And with Lacey's background, that she basically came from a home with a bloody crack and alcohol fueled parents and whatever. Why are they giving her this socialite gimmick? Use the real life thing to pursue sort of like an actual face, because we've got enough fucking heels on this fucking roster.
Yeah, no, she ain't gonna connect with her background.
Then,
fake gimmick.
Then, also in honor of MLK Day, Titus O'Neil says that he's in the Rumble, and then a stagehand appears in shot and pisses Titus off, and then leaves and pisses Titus off, and that was it.
The stagehand was white.
God damn it! I can't wait for Black History Month next week. Dear fuck.
And what is with stagehands recently? Like this week, a stagehand interrupted Titus O'Neil promo. Last week, a stagehand walked in on Alexa Bliss topless. That got 6 million obnoxious views on YouTube. Like,
they've been watching too much of. They've been watching too much of Scarlett Bordeaux on Impact.
Yeah. See,
God
Lacey
damn it,
Evans,
we need to do something.
Lacey Evans will bring class to WWE, but Scarlett Bordeaux will make Impact Wrestling sexy again. Lacey a 5.
Well, no. Scarlett would have done better if she started wrestling 6 months ago when she actually debuted.
Oh no, I know she can go. She's been requested to come back to Mexico twice, so I'm glad they're finally pulling the trigger on that. They did take a long time to do that. I agree with you on that.
So then we get the Ascension versus Heavy Machinery.
Poor Ascension.
The important thing here is Otis Dovovich did what's now being termed as the Caterpillar, because I guess they don't want to disrespect Too Cool and Grandmaster Sexay.
They've been calling it that since NXT.
Or are they calling it the Caterpillar just because he looks like the fat caterpillar from A Bug's Life?
I think it's bullying. CM Punk wouldn't have this.
You see, if Heavy Machinery do that every week, people are going to connect with them. If they have Otis Dovovich fucking nutting over a table in front of Alexa Bliss going, I like ladies! Like, it's fucking like some sort of Billy Connolly sketch gone wrong. Like, dear fucking hell. Last week is how you don't introduce Heavy Machinery. Tonight was how you do it.
You said do.
Speaking of doo-doo, Glorious Gable and Revival for the tag team titles. Basically, Revival kept trying to win via healer shenanigans, but Hawkins is having none of it. Basically, there was I think it was like the third assisted cover with like the handful of tights, but Hawkins broke it up that allowed Gable to roll through for a roll-up pinfall. So the champs retain. And afterwards, Hawkins is explaining, look, I'm just going by the rules. And Revival beat the shit out of him. And then Zack Ryder ran out to save his old partner and helped him to his feet.
Mike Aiello was happy.
My proposal here is there's going to be a pre-show match.
Yep.
Revival versus the reuniting Edgeheads.
Yep.
Kurt Hawkins gets the win, loses his streak. So his defeated streak is gone. And this is what leaves Revival leaving.
Somewhat like a replacement.
Well,
no, this is what leads Revival to leaving the company because they requested their release, allegedly, and going wherever they want to go.
But I heard that because of AEW, nobody's getting their wishes.
Which I think is bullshit, because you sign a contract, yes, to WWE to be exclusively signed to them, which AEW may not do exclusive contracts right away. They're just going to pull people who are available at the right time. If you request
when it gets to the TV deals, you might see it come in, but
yeah,
at the minute they're not fussed.
It's just ridiculous. Like, you request your release and you're not granted it just because there's another promotion that is going to start up. That's petty.
Hey, it's business smart.
It's Vince McMahon being senile and afraid.
And yeah, if Revival don't, of course, the problem is depending how long Revival have got on their contracts, WWE could just Neville him or Neville them, I should say.
Freeze.
They're hit till mid next year.
That's the fear.
Yeah, they're signed till mid next year.
Then again, does Vince give a shit about the tag division?
Obviously not.
No, he don't.
Hell, speaking of a tag division, we had the news today that Akam had surgery, so Authors of Pain are out of action for the next 2 months.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, but they built them up and they built them up, had them languish for 3 months, then pushed them, and then by the time they do that, because they've done all the work pushing them, but giving them nothing for 3 months, one of them gets injured, so therefore they can't be pushed.
Free the Revival.
See, the problem I have with your idea, Ashley, is I think we're actually to the point that Hawkins isn't winning until Mania.
Or they do it, or no, they could save it for Raw next week.
Now, my question is
what if they do a trade and WWE get Kenny for AEW getting Revival?
That's not happening.
Literally going to be like the NFL draft. It's going to be a trade.
Here's the thing, real quick, if Kenny Omega is not a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble match this Sunday night, he ain't going to WWE.
Well, first off, he can't be anyway because his contract expires on January 31st.
Oh, well, he might as well not go.
That's what guests have. That's a guess. So people have to realize 100% that you can't see Kenny at the Rumble because he's still under contract with New Japan until the 31st of January.
Unless WWE is willing to just pay off the fine.
Ooh. Well, since they're going to double up on offers for, new contracts and re-signing contracts, because again,
there is plenty of time to go to WWE after the fact. Signing a 3-year deal with all Elite makes more sense right now for Kenny in the long run.
Yeah.
And we could still get that Omega AJ match down the line.
Right. Because when does AJ's contract expire? Because I read online that he may want to go to AEW, which I don't see happening.
He's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
With the schedule that he currently has of his contract, it's like Brian's, in which it's much less matches than it would have been.
Yep.
But
considering AJ's age, makes way more sense for him.
He'll retire in WWE, but on about the travel schedule, I don't think it's going to be rigorous for AEW. At least not yet until they get a TV deal.
We'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So then Ronda's doing a promo.
Oh no.
They were good at first, but they got bad.
I've been thinking if I owe Sasha Banks an apology, but I don't owe her nothing. I don't owe her anything. I gave her a title. I gave her a title a title shot, but Sasha just wastes no time in insulting me.
If he had a stroke, nobody would notice.
Exactly. It was like Sasha's gonna have to answer to me, that the boss's boss, the HBIC and Raw Women's Champion. I got good presence. I'm sorted. I think HBIC now stands for head botcher in comments to the ring interviews. I mean, okay, there's a lot of silent letters in that C, but I'm just saying.
When she said HBIC, I thought she meant those black community colleges, HCBC.
Whoa.
I was wrong.
Wow.
Oh no! She's renaming the pay-per-view. It's Hell's Bells in Cell.
That's actually an OVW line.
Hey, Owen.
Yes.
You gonna let him get away with that?
I've learned at this point there's not much I can do anymore.
See.
You guys are lucky I'm still awake. First off.
Yeah, we're grateful.
I think it's only our conversations that's keeping you awake, Owen.
That's a shoot.
Because you're mildly entertained.
Because Owen's like Cody. He lets us be the writers, not the rest.
Oh, shit. Is he signing Cleveland to a £1 million contract?
Hey, don't get me.
No, he's Cleveland.
And then I come in as co-executive vice president along with AJ, and we go. I think isn't it like a free for great?
But wait a minute, am I executive vice president too? How many executive vice presidents can we have?
No, you're chief brandy officer.
Oh,
you have to change your name by default now to Brandy Entertainment.
By default, Ashley, there's someone that comes to mind for that, but not now.
And then we get to, oh my fucking god, what the fuck was this shit? Why was it main eventing Raw match?
mm-hmm.
Ronda and Natalia versus Sasha and Bailey.
Dear God, why?
Because we need to build to Sasha and Ronda.
No,
while at the same time making us realize we might as well slit our wrists.
I'm sick of this crap.
Don't say slit your wrist on Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year. Come on.
How can it be depressing? McDonald's over here is offering free cheeseburgers. Not just for Blue Monday, but for the entire week.
Oh, man.
It's bad I don't know what Blue Monday is.
I never heard of it until I saw it on Twitter today.
I just thought it was
New Order or Orgy.
Blue Man Group? What?
How does it feel to go to Mango's Club?
Not that serious.
I don't know. I'm not a J-Brown.
It was just bad. The friend I was watching it with, once the graphics came up, and once the graphics came up and everything, he was just like, "Was that fucking it? That was the fucking main event? Fuck this shit!" It's just like, wow.
And people wonder why I don't watch the product anymore.
The best bit is Corey goes, well, clearly Banks has been reading too many Reddit forums by people that are saying that she's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm going, no, Reddit's saying that if she keeps dyeing her hair purple, she'll be bald by the time she's 35.
Accurate.
Well, that's any black girl that wears weave.
I mean, she couldn't hide that hair under her hat when it was all bundled up when she walked down Universal.
Oh, shit. Somebody's been a spy.
I noticed her. No. She went through a turnstile. One of my friends' lines. Quick story. This was funny. Well, a couple turnstiles down from mine, I had to walk over to my friend and say, "Why did you tell that to her?" My friend said, "Oh my God, are you Eva Marie from Total Divas?" And
good God!
She turned around to her friends and she said, "Look, guys, I'm Eva Marie." I cracked up. I said, "You realize who you just said that to?" Oh, it was a great moment.
Mr. Entertainment?
Yes.
No, don't you ever look at my baby ever again.
Hey, I wasn't the one who said it. and when I walked up to Sasha, I did it kind of secretly. I told her, I said,
"Oh shit, he's doing a notice dome of it." He's like, "Hello, Sasha."
You want to know who else walked up secretly to these girls? R. Kelly.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh,
man. No, all I did was ask for a picture. She said yes, and then I asked her, "When are you gonna turn heel?" And I think her answer was like soon or something, or she just smiled because like she probably has asked that all the time. But seriously, when the fuck are you gonna turn heel? You can't go online and say I'm the best wrestler since whoever.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's not bury the lead here. And you asked for a picture.
Yeah, I asked for a picture. I said, may I have a picture, Miss Banks?
I'm pretty sure Universal.
I'm not respectful, fam.
Universal headlines said that you cannot say that.
Yeah, that's a
On
shoot.
the clock. On the clock.
That's also a shoot.
On the clock.
Come on, I'm trying to do
This
my
was
R.
off
Kelly
the clock.
joke.
Whoa. I want to hear it.
I believe my career died. Sony pulled my music off Spotify.
Oh my god.
Accurate.
It's a fact of life.
Okay, Aaron. Fair point. As long as you're not on the clock, you're fine.
Thank you, Bill Davis.
I ain't that cool.
Ain't that great?
Owen.
Oh Lord.
Owen.
Yes.
I wrestled my first match.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this is real.
Against Bull Dempsey and Simon Gotch was in the match.
Very interesting.
Oh yeah. I speared somebody.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I'm trying to work out whether that's real or whether we're going to sexual innuendo.
Oh, well, there was a lot of those at this show.
The bar show?
Sausage Castle.
Sausage Castle Wrestling. It's an up and coming independent promotional, and they wanted me to be in a match, a battle royal, and Simon Gotch. Yeah, Simon Gotch and Bull James now was in the match, and the other guys I didn't really care for. I just knew Bull.
Wow.
Bull.
One of my
He gonna make
friend,
it.
one of my friend's girlfriends. My friend posted this on Twitter. You'll know him, Owen. It's Doug.
Oh, really?
His girlfriend apparently said to him, "What happened to the shiny black man? Why am I listening to White Boy Problems?"
Oh.
Consider that's actually slightly truthful.
So she likes chocolate.
I guess maybe.
Well, enough said.
You have
I
a
don't
wife.
even-
Stop. You have a wife.
No further comments.
Oh,
This is why this show goes 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is what MLK Day. This is what MLK Day was for. The white girls come out of the woodwork and say, "I like BBC."
BBC.
Edge and Christian show might have dropped the line of a year from Kevin and Sammy. They were doing, I guess, a mock sort of podcast, maybe, because it looks like there's a graphic that says Sammy's podcast in the background. And Kevin's going, if I wanted to be on a show with 50 unintelligent people for absolutely no money, I'd just go back home and call up Jack Rougeau.
Well, the one
which,
line
if you've seen Kevin Shoot interviews, you'll know why he said that.
The one line for me from that Edge and Christian show was a few weeks back. It was the second or first episode, and like they were in a cave, and me and my dad just laughed hysterically. They said, like, I think Christian said, "Oh, is this the Impact Zone?" I was like, "Damn."
Accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, so are we gonna do some predictions? I'm ready. Let's go.
Also, something I didn't notice until seeing WrestleView mentioned it, because I didn't realize, although it wasn't technically her, that tag match is the first match that Ronda lost. Because Natalya tapped out to Sasha's bank statement.
I really wanted to see Ronda go on the mic after the match again.
No.
Why?
It's just, well, you know, it's more important that, you know, PWG 200 is taking place on March the 1st.
Fair.
I mean, hell, it's a 200th show. Oh, and apparently with the Vince as well, because John Pollock tweeted it, with the whole David and Goliath. Are you familiar with that one? Heyman said, "I didn't read the Bible."
Oh man, he's a Jew. He reads the Bible.
What? So did you just go like channel your inner like Jersey accent when you said that?
Oh, did I sound from New Jersey?
Yes.
Oh, these damn guests from New Jersey every time.
And you can't teach that.
How you doing?
Speaking of someone with no talent.
Oh, true.
How's that burgeoning music career going for you? A real one?
Well, let's talk about something more important. Let's talk about Dragon George and Sweet Gorilla Maruyama beating Ginbei Mask and Gokibori Mask from the what do you call it? Fantastic Mania show today.
We're segueing now to New Japan.
Well, just as a quick mention, because Togi Makabe was Sweet Gorilla. I want that name. I'm gonna go change it by default. Taguchi was Ginbei Mask. Gokibori was Tanahashi because he was playing his heel wrestler character from My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. And Dragon George is Okada. Although, interestingly, Okada pinned Taguchi.
Interesting.
He didn't actually pin Tanahashi. I guess because people will realize that it's not actually Dragon George, it is Okada, and then they'll go, but that means he just has a top shot. Yeah?
This NJPW update wants me to go eat sushi. I think I'm gonna.
Well, I'll confuse you because the main event was Volador Jr. beating Mystico in a really good match.
Oh.
Dragon Lee, who's just signed pretty much with Ring of Honor to join Bandito and all that, which is sort of unsurprising.
Bandito.
With Mystico and Sobrano Jr. losing actually to Ultimo Guerrero, Gran Guerrero, and Namajage. I don't think anything else really of note happened of major stuff on the shows, as it sort of wasn't going to, in all honesty, because it's there were some I don't think there were any CMLL title changes, but it seemed pretty decent. The thing that is worth noting, though, is I still have no fucking clue what's happening next week. I don't know whether they've announced it yet in terms of what's coming up next week for the US shows. No, because they're fucking idiots. Despite the fact we're only like a week away, they're not announcing anything. But then again, considering we know what's on the New Japan show, we can sort of maybe guess, but we won't, because we'll just cover that next week. On the Kurikan Hall shows that are coming up next Monday and Tuesday, because I'll probably forget by then, because we'll just be focusing on the New Japan and the Sapporo shows. There is going to be an elimination match between Suzuki-gun and LIJ.
Interesting.
That might be an interesting one. That's going to be on the Monday show, and then the Tuesday show is being headlined by Tanahashi and Kushida, which is Kushida's final match before he goes to NXT or 205 Live, whichever they put him in. It's Kushida's retirement. Well, no, you couldn't say retirement. Departure match. And then they're actually doing Suzuki-gun and LIJ again, except it just as a standard match. Why the hell would you watch it for a second time when it's better than the last time? What plonkers. Absolute plonkers. So let's talk about the big letdown, which is Impact Wrestling. I thought this was going somewhere with all the stuff that happened, and it sort of didn't.
What?
KM and Caleb Connolly went to a no contest because Cage just got involved and was just wanting Johnny Impact and all that sort of stuff. And then Cross and Moose got involved, and it's like, am I supposed to care? Then Ethan Page beat Eddie Edwards by DQ with Eli Drake on commentary because Edwards basically used Kenny the kendo stick, because of course he did.
Oh my God, he killed Kenny.
And then, of course, Drake saying, you don't need to use hardcore moves. He had all the tools to be a great wrestler. And you used to be championship material, and now you're just running about getting yourself DQ'd. Hell, put on more weight, and you might as well be Tommy Dreamer. Whereas, in all honesty, it was literally like, wait, so Drake's supposed to be the heel, but he's making points as a face. What the shit? OVE said Rich Swann needs to come home. Apparently.
That's what Sue Yun said. It's her husband.
Are they married? Or are they just in a relationship? I can't remember.
No, I think they're married.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she liked that BBC too.
Somebody said my name.
Good Lord.
Almost choked on my sushi.
That's what she.
Oh, I get it. Big boy Cleveland. That's it.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
That's great.
Basically, Grace beat Ali clean. Although it is I am more concerned that Jordan Grace looks more of a threat in any other promotion than she currently is in Impact.
Thick mama pump.
Because of this whole Dark Alley Sue Young Rosemary thing that's more interesting. And then, of course, here comes the letdown. Scarlett Bordeaux's talent search was herself. Her in-ring debut is coming, and it's like, in all honesty, why didn't they just have her wrestling before this? Considering she was wrestling before this on the Indies and in Mexico for months, and only now Impact is trying to strike while the iron's hot, when arguably it's cooled down massively from where it was months and months ago. Brian Cage beat Moose in a pretty solid match. Then Josh Matthews is talking with Taya, apparently is still recovering at home and isn't going to be cleared. Brought up Tessa Blanchard, saying that Blanchard bullied a lot of referees and finally got what's coming to her. She'll be in Mexico next week and ready to defend her title against Tessa. By the way, in regards to what happened with that, it looks as if for the pay-per-view in April, we're getting Tessa Blanchard versus Gail Kim, a.k.a. why the fuck do we do retirement matches anymore? Killer Cross did a promo. You know how I feel about him, so I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Tessa Blanchard choked Gail Kim out with some cables.
I'd like to do that to Spectrum.
At this rate, Tessa's going, I'm better at All Elite.
Oh. You know, Tessa Blanchard basically shows up
considering
on
all the publicity Britt Baker's getting at the minute, and Tessa isn't. Tessa's on Twitch, except you can't watch it unless you're in America because they region block it. And nobody can watch it on the Pursuit channel. And hell, they can't even report on ratings because even the ratings people going, we don't give a shit about the Pursuit channel.
Well, yeah, because like Pursuit's probably not like really, it's a channel, but it's a regional channel. It's not like a national channel.
So how much do they really care about this fucking product? They want to put it on a channel that's seen by less people.
Impact cares, but Anthem is the one that needs to care.
What the
Go
hell
on.
are they pursuing? That's what I want to know.
see,
Considering all the hunting shit that's on there, make
Okay,
America
so
great again, people.
So basically, they lost all their black followers. Okay, cool, guys.
Yeah, but they got Rich Swann. They got Willie Mack of all people. Come on.
Yeah.
Wasn't Rick Strong the one that
And
beat
Desmond
his...
Yes.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd stick more to Willie Mack than the abuse situation.
The other thing too, I for mention is Tessa Blanchard, probably one of the only women wrestlers that will show up in 2 shows a week now. Wow, and Impact on the same night.
And then LAX beat OVE to retain the Impact tag belts, and then afterwards, Lucha Brothers congratulate them and says, good match, and then LAX just go, why don't you have another ass whooping? And Conan's like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, well, what he's clearly doing is angling the fact that the Mexicans have a match that they actually give a shit about, considering from what I heard from those tapings, you expect to hear in a lot of piped in fucking sounds for that Mexico show.
I love Mexicans.
Well, especially if they are Pentagon and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Pentagon he hasn't killed enough people compared to other people in Lucha Underground. But,
he massacred.
He broke a shit ton of
Vampiro.
people's arms.
Yeah. I still watch that match with Vampiro from Ultima Lucha. Man.
See Will's in chat tonight.
Uh-oh. Let me see if I can get the notes up.
Oh, Will's in the chat?
Yes.
Wow. Is apparently getting back together.
The only other guy on this group in this team that I can allow to say the N-word.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So main event tonight had Mojo beating No Way Jose. And Rezar beating Tyler Breeze. At least they're using him. They're not just having Rezar sit on the bench and do fuck all. Like they do with nearly every other tag team.
Why can't it come at the behest of somebody that's a waste of space like Mojo instead of Tyler Breeze?
Hey, Mojo likes to party.
Yeah, but Rezar and Mojo are heels, so you can't really do that yet.
I don't care.
Tyler Breeze, I think like what Triple H said, like there's gonna be people who like just stay on NXT. Just have Tyler stay there.
They should.
So
nobody's gonna look at it as a demotion.
No, but fans on the internet would.
So I guess in terms of predictions, starting off with TakeOver.
Oh God!
All right.
The rematch between Riddle and Ono.
Who?
Okay. Let's add in the fact that this guy over here, Aaron, feels
Mr. Entertainment.
No. I'm shooting. This guy named Aaron. He feels that there's no good talent on NXT now, so he doesn't watch it.
I didn't say no good. I said not enough.
Which is amazing considering this card. I honestly feel. I mean, is it too obvious to say that Riddle wins again?
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Bro.
Hero needs to win to continue this.
Well, keep the fact that Hero beat Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to it, and actually Hero might win. But I'm gonna edge it to Riddle, but I could honestly see either.
I'm saying Riddler wins.
Matt Riddle.
I'm going with hero by nefarious means, so that way it's not conclusive, so it'll go to another match.
Again. Ricochet and Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American title. I'd say it's too soon to pull it off Ricochet.
Yep.
But I think these two are going to have a hell of a match, which is all that matters, really. Could be actually match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Gargano gets it.
Yeah, Ricochet is going to bring the fight, but Gargano will come out on top and retain.
I could see Ricochet retaining, but I think that they may do a no contest potentially.
Maybe. Undisputed Era versus Raw Raiders for the tag titles.
Undisputed.
Yeah, considering who isn't booked on this card.
Undisputed Era.
No Adam Cole, no Bobby Fish. So already there's a 4-on-2 advantage. I think you pull the trigger on War Raiders probably at TakeOver New York.
That makes the most sense.
Honestly, I feel like using what Triple H said earlier, not earlier, but using what Triple H said to back my point up. The Raiders, I don't feel like they need to win any championships in NXT. I feel like if they go straight to the main roster, their size alone is enough to like make people recognize them. But the Undisputed, just like what they said in their promo, they are going to be dripping in gold. And I feel like every single person in that faction at the end of the day is going to have gold around them.
Yeah, but are you thinking about the wrong company?
Mm-hmm.
Because what if Undisputed Era goes to Raw? Fish and O'Reilly get the tag belts. Strong gets the IC title. And Cole gets the Universal title.
Oof,
or vice versa on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's tough.
The more I've seen of from what I've seen of War Raiders, they're more of a threat than Authors of Pain will ever be.
Yeah. As they pointed out, they they started 2018 main eventing the Tokyo Dome. Well, I say main eventing, but they wrestled there. And then to close 2018, they wrestled Madison Square Garden. Which is like the two arenas that you want to hit in your career, and they did it in 1 year.
Right.
I fear for this match, Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair. In the fake MMA fighter versus real MMA fighter.
Since I didn't get a choice, I guess I'm gonna go with Undisputed Era.
I thought that was like an obvious one. I thought that was like an Alfonso Cuarón Owen. That's sorry.
Oh yeah, pretty much for the most part.
Now, why does this woman's match fear you?
Because I fear they're going to give it to Bianca Belair for no
I hope not.
reason.
Why not?
They are.
No. Not unless Baszler's going up to the main roster.
And that's what I fear as well.
Exactly.
WrestleMania is just going to become 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen rather than an actual match that I give a damn about in terms of like Rumble winner.
Or SummerSlam. WrestleMania or SummerSlam. Do you guys not feel Bianca Belair?
No.
Why not?
The fact that she came in as the fake MMA fighter, at the same time they announced the signing of Shayna, the real MMA fighter.
Bianca Belair is just a tougher version of Sasha Banks. That's what I like about her. She's she's the Sasha Banks of this current crop of NXT superstars.
I don't know. I don't know. I love me some Bianca Belair. I'll tell you that right now.
She can whip me with that hair.
The thing I'm also worried about her with is she doesn't come from the wrestling background.
White bean feta.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Just it's
We have to get up in 5 hours.
it's just honestly
We don't go late.
Huh?
We don't
something
go late.
I'm not sure about in terms of, you know, just from
We
the
don't go-
track and field background, where there's other people that are on the company that have
We're gonna get
We
5
don't
hours.
had more of a wrestling background
I can
and
sleep right now.
not really sort of got involved to some extent. Plus, she's married to one of the Street Profits, so she's already got solo cups
Yeah.
and all that. So
Take it from
I'm honestly, and to be honest, from the last time that Shayna Baszler faced Toni Storm, I thought that was the obvious route that they were going, rather than having her in NXT. You know, because
Why don't you tell the whole audience?
if this match was Baszler versus Toni Storm, I would be invested.
Yeah.
Because it's Baszler and Belair, I sort of don't give a shit. If it was Baszler and, you know, Baszler and Io Shirai, I know they can't do Baszler Insane again because we've already had that angle, but if we, you know, if we just have somebody that Baszler's faced in Japan, like Storm, like Sane, like Shirai, there'd be a lot more interest from me. But from somebody that's literally only been wrestling for maybe 2 and a bit years, you know, that's why I still have contempt for Charlotte.
I mean,
I know she came from a wrestling family, but it's not like she actually was a wrestler for a while, like Tessa Blanchard was.
I can see what you're saying, because it's not going to be a Sasha and Bailey match, okay? It's not going to be like that from Brooklyn. But at least it's going to be a hard-hitting match, at least.
Let's hope, unless Bianca just whips it with her hair back and forth.
I could watch that all night.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to champion somebody that takes her offense off Willow Smith.
Wow!
Oh,
Wow!
What?
You do Will Smith's daughter like that? Come on.
Wow.
But to be fair, Bianca Belair's way better than Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
There you go.
It could have been Mia Yim.
Yeah, it could have been.
Okay, hold on. Are we? Listen, like Mia Yim, is she athletic? Yes, but she's one of the most slowest acting people I've ever seen in a ring. Like when even going for her, like she moves slow as like dickweed. Like she's very slow.
But she had a great run in Impact, which has led her to NXT.
She should have stayed in Impact.
No. There was nothing for else for her to do.
Yeah, Alicia Fox shouldn't have a job, but we can't get what we want now, can we?
Yeah, I mean, like, there was one dirt sheet that said...
That's true, because I can't get my father back, so.
Oh, God, here we go again.
It was one dirt sheet that said tonight. It said they have no idea how Alicia Fox has stayed employed for over 10 years.
I'll give her credit for finding a way to stay relevant, but I'm still not a fan of her work.
Nope. She looks like a freaking taxi driver right now with that hat on. I can't stand it.
I don't know how David
Fashion's
Brooke has
weird.
gotten fired.
And then Ciampa versus Black for the NXT title.
Ciampa.
Zelina
Ciampa.
Vega's husband.
That's tough.
It
Lucky
is,
son of a
because
bitch.
Black has, built a fan base in NXT, and
It's not time to
Black-
take the belt off Ciampa yet.
Black is going
Really?
to the Royal Rumble. Black is going to the Royal Rumble.
Oh, you think one of them is going to go be in the Royal Rumble match?
Black is going to the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah,
Considering how hard hitting, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm more confident in Adam Cole showing up at the Rumble.
Again?
Yeah. Just all the time.
To be honest, I think this match should have a stipulation. I would like to see these guys in a Falls Count Anywhere or a ladder match, but it's going to be a good main event. I think Ciampa comes out on top. I mean, he's just such a top heel in the company right now.
There is nobody right now that could replace Ciampa.
Yeah, no, not yet. Black is close, but not yet. He's getting there.
Black. He did his time. It was boring to me. He can go to the main roster.
You think it was boring?
It was boring to me.
He wasn't really much of a talker. He would just like sit in the ring like CM Punk, but that black mass kick though was deadly.
I want Champ
Like-
and Riddle.
Yeah. I would say that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Ciampa retains.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something's happening with that at Mania. I'm thinking
Yep.
maybe Keith, maybe Riddle. I mean, the dream's Volta, but that's I think just going to be UK.
He's just
More
UK
than
as of right now.
All the NXT championships will be defended at NXT TakeOver New York, which I can't wait for because they've been in New York before. But will one of the belts be defended again at WrestleMania on the card or no?
No, it would just be on Takeover.
Mm.
More than likely. So, in terms of the Rumble itself,
God.
Rusev versus Nakamura. I think this is a no-brainer. Rusev has to retain.
Yep.
Yep.
Let Nakamura do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
Till
If
his
it's
contract's up.
if it's just get into a better program, whatever.
Rusev will retain.
Unless they do the actual... God, if they have it because of Lana and everything and Rusev loses, it's just like... So you did the title change for no reason. Like, usual WWE.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's common.
Yeah, there's WWE logic for you.
You mean the WWE style booking that Lana turns her back on Rusev and joins Nakamura?
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
so
God.
random. That wouldn't make any sense.
That would affect my marriage.
Rusev needs to retain. Nakamura just needs to bide his time out till he can go back to New Japan.
The Bar defending
and you think that's where he would go back to? He wouldn't go to AEW?
He'll go to Japan.
No, he'll go to Japan.
He's apparently openly sort of expressed him wanting to go back to Japan
Yep.
to have match 59,000 of his feud with bloody Tanahashi.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's matches to be had over there, I guess.
The Bar defending the SmackDown tag titles versus The Miz and the best wrestler in the world,
Jeez.
Shane McMahon.
Well, first voice how angry I am that he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. I wanted the Miz to win the whole damn thing, but
Well,
He
let's be
needs
honest. If it's on the pre-show or like on the early part of it, he could still be in the match.
Yeah.
because what I want, what Cleveland wants, is a babyface Miz versus a heel Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. That's what I want.
It's worth noting we only have 19 people in the Rumble so far.
Is it 40 or 30?
30.
So there is room for Miz to get in.
There better be room for a surprise entrant or two.
I would like to see.
There's
Miz
11
winning.
spaces.
That's what I'm saying, but it's WWE. You never know. No surprises.
They said that The Rock is going to be in it.
No, well, what about Batista? He's just teased on and off that he's going to return. That'd be huge.
I don't know when they're filming Dune.
Yeah.
Dune! Anyway, I think Miz and Shane are winning. And then Shane turns on Miz, leading to a match at Mania.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I agree. 110%. That's where I think it's going.
That's not what I would do.
Because Shane has to be over. And the Miz has to beat him.
Because how long did it take for the payoff to happen? Like, he finally beat his partner.
I think Miz and Shane win, but damn. But yeah, I feel like sooner or later, all roads are going to lead to Daniel versus The Miz. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I want it to happen.
SummerSlam. Although it should be a WrestleMania match. I agree. Miz and Shane McMahon will probably win. I've never understood the hype for the bar, so I don't.
My thing is, isn't Sheamus like really messed up, like as far as his back goes?
Yeah, supposedly he isn't. He's always working hurt like every week.
Yeah, like
To do when you're
a
wrestling.
year now, like he's had a bad back problem.
Mm-hmm. Ronda and Sasha. Considering the way they built it tonight, Ronda.
I want to say Sasha is so freaking bad.
Part of me is wondering whether Wanda retains via the Four Horsewomen. And maybe somehow the four Horsewomen get involved to stop Sasha and Bayley winning the tag titles at Elimination Chamber, which leads to Would they be as stupid as do Four Horsewomen versus Four Horsewomen at Fastlane, though?
No.
God, that'd be such a waste if they did.
Then the answer is yes.
I guess
Fastlane is such a waste of a PPV. Like,
yeah, it is.
Which I guess then means they have to save it to SummerSlam in Toronto.
Impact Country.
Which makes sense because arguably Jessamine and Marina need more time to get used to doing stuff. Because we don't want too many green wrestlers on there, do we, Ronda? I know how to do a promo, honest.
Sound like a Dr. Count from Sesame Street.
Asuka and Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. As much as it pains me to say it, Asuka needs to retain.
Whoa. I didn't give my pick for the last match.
Oh, I'm looking at the time. People have got to go to bed.
Yeah, no.
Take it home.
I mean, I'm guessing most people are saying Ronda.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronda's not dropping the title till she loses it to Becky at Mania.
Yep. Stick with the plan.
And that's why I say Asuka's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Becky is the obvious choice to be in the...
Exactly.
Becky has to be in the Women's Rumble, but the question is, of course, it matters about match placement. Did they have the Women's Rumble at the start of the show? Because I don't think this year it deserves the main event. Because if anything, the Men's Royal Rumble is going to crown who's the next Roman. And I don't mean who's going to lose loads of their career due to cancer. I mean, like, who's the next...
Oh, man.
Damn.
I'm just waiting before anybody else tried to say that in chat and tried to be funny.
Oh.
Probably Cool Guy. That's all I'm saying.
we'll encounter him in a couple hours.
I wonder how he felt when bloody Ethan Hawke won the London Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actor.
We'll find out in a couple hours, sir. Finally.
I lost track of it. Brian and AJ for the WWE title.
Brian.
Daniel Bryan, he's just so damn good in his promos.
I honestly think, I stick with Brian, but I'm intrigued to see what happens tomorrow with the whole mediation thing with Vince between them tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, we'll be missing that.
Like, when I...
Fickle.
But yeah, Daniel Bryan, I did not think he was going to be such a great heel. He's so much better than I could have asked for.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see his heel work, geez, look at his Ring of Honor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his Ring of Honor stuff, when the heel matches that he's done. I mean, he is the guy that gave us the line, "I have until 5."
Back off, ref. I've got 5.
Yeah. Back off, ref. I've got 5 on the count.
I've used that so many times.
So beautiful. Buddy Murphy in the Fatal 4-Way defending the Cruiserweight title against Tozawa, Itami, and Kalisto.
Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy.
Off of him.
205 needs Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Buddy Murphy versus Trevor Lee, maybe.
That's what it looks like it's building towards.
Trevor Lee.
Yeah, Trevor Lee is finishing up in AEW this weekend and is getting hell. Hang on, let me just check at the daily update. The AEW show. Oh, the AEW show is Saturday in Chicago. So Trevor Lee is not going to be at NXT then in the crowd, like I thought he might have been.
Aw.
But Trevor Lee makes sense. His size, his wrestling style, it makes more sense for him to be in 205 and NXT. Could be either, though. Lesnar and Balor. I'm honestly thinking Lesnar because they're going to have a face win the Rumble. I mean, okay, last year Nakamura winning was a face, but that eventually turned into a heel thing.
Right.
I think you're looking for either Balor wins and becomes the avenging sort of face against the heel Brock, so he does his UFC stuff solo, or they have him basically have him wrestle Cormier in March or something in UFC. And then he faces whoever wins the Rumble, which is probably in that case, I guess because we're combining it into that.
The thing with that is that if Finn Balor loses and he's made to look like an underrated Daniel Bryan, the whole build and the push was a complete waste. I don't know where you would go from there.
They might treat it sort of Daniel Bryan style.
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, he really gives a good account of himself.
Yeah.
But just the power is literally just too much.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm wondering whether there is something now about the whole Vince being part of it, saying you don't stand the chance, in which case they're actually going to move the belt onto him.
No chance.
Because of how unfairly he was treated after the previous one. I'm still going to say Lesnar because I think the triumphant face thing is going to happen at WrestleMania.
I'm going to say Finn Balor.
I can see that as well. That's the honest thing.
Balor deserves to win.
Yeah.
But I can't see them pulling the trigger on it yet.
Yeah, that's the sad part. The other sad part is that you don't have it's the Beast versus the Demon, but Balor's went on record and said you're not going to see the Demon at Royal Rumble. I don't know why.
Because the Demon doesn't lose.
The Demon doesn't what?
Demon doesn't lose.
Oh.
Every time you see the Demon, he gets fucked over by Bray Wyatt.
Hyro says Lesnar ever going to UFC.
Well, we know the Lesnar Cormier thing's happening, I'm pretty sure. That I've got a feeling is going to be Cormier's last match because I think he's going to transition into some sort of agreement when he's going to be able to do commentary for UFC and commentary for WWE. Because more often than not, UFC shows do not clash with WWE shows.
True.
It wouldn't make sense for him to be on TakeOver because I think they've got a perfectly fine group in Mauro and Nigel and Percy as it stands. If anything, Cormier could be on SmackDown replacing Byron. Especially if it's going to be on Fox. You know, the company that used to have the UFC who absolutely love Cormier. Fugros! and all that. So, I mean, you know, in terms of the Rumble match itself, on the men's side, if we're going on heel side, the only obvious choice is McIntyre.
Yeah.
If we're going on face side, I'd say either Seth or Braun.
I don't want either one of them to win. I put more stock in Seth winning, but I don't want it to happen.
I want Bray Wyatt to win.
Oh, is this when Bray Wyatt returns?
If
I
he
want
shows
Kevin
up,
Owens to win, but it's not going to happen.
well, no, because Kevin's going to be busy with Bobby.
Yeah, he's not coming. No, he's not coming back till Mania.
Bobby Lashley.
Kevin's going to be busy with Bobby and winning the title at Mania. So yeah, add to the conspiracy theories. They dropped the title belt off Bobby Lashley the month after Black History Month.
Yeah, we always take L's. We're used to it.
Rumor and innuendo.
Giving it to Seth is a cop-out. Giving it to Braun's a bad idea. I don't think either one needs to happen, but I can't see any other options.
Unless they really go out of left field.
If they put Balor over,
God, what if they let Velveteen win and literally just push him that quickly?
Oh my god.
Because of how good the gimmick is.
maybe. That'd be nice.
That would be unheard of.
I am A-okay with that.
Me too.
And then with the women, I'd say on this, if you wanted to have somebody from the Raw side, maybe Ember Moon.
No,
But for me, it's more stacked on the SmackDown side.
it's Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about her. Because she hasn't been wrestling for months. She hasn't been wrestling for months. I was just thinking to the other people on the roster, because the rest of the roster is just like also runs. Whereas on SmackDown, you know, I could see them possibly. Well, I mean, the obvious one's obviously Becky.
That's why I don't think she's gonna win. Too obvious.
Yeah, but sometimes you need the obvious.
Like
I mean,
Roman Reigns.
Do they go with the obvious of Ronda versus Becky for Mania, or do they go with the one that was planned from the beginning and has already been teased in Ronda versus Charlotte?
You have Charlotte win the Rumble.
I know
and have
which
Becky
one.
win her way into it and do the three-way.
Yeah, but no, I don't want to see another I don't want to see another multi-person women's match at the Mania.
I don't either.
That'd be the third straight year, right?
I don't want it either. But I mean, there's a lot of obviousness this year, and I think something is not going to add up. Like a Luger. Okay, let's go back to Royal Rumble '94. That's how you do. That's how you don't have a concisive victor, and that's how we find out who's going to be facing Ronda.
You have work tomorrow.
Anyway,
Have Becky and Charlotte both go over the top rope at the same time.
I think that's everything covered, and that.
Well, a couple things in chat real quick. Hyro wants to know about TJ Dillashaw.
Oh God, the UFC. The great thing is, it's like, Henry Cejudo's like, this division is absolutely great. Please back it. By the way, if you want a rematch, Dillashaw, we'll do it at 135, aka not the flyweight weight. So I don't think there's any harm in Dillashaw because, you know, perhaps it is at the wrong weight. In all honesty. The thing I want to more talk about is the Alan Crowder, Greg Hardy thing. Because what did we talk about last week? With the whole domestic abuse and whether it be treated properly? Greg decided to throw an illegal knee midway through the second round, which got him DQ'd immediately. Which doesn't help his image in the first place as being unprofessional. And on a card like this. So it's like, well, great job there, Greg. People are going to give less of a shit about you. Paige Van Zandt getting the win over Rachel Ostovich was pretty fair. Although I'd say the best match, which rightfully got Fight of the Night, was the ESPN main event of Cerrone versus Hernandez. The prelim main event, if you will. Really good performance from both of them, sort of back and forth. Joanne Calderwood also got a win via unanimous decision as well. Didn't get any bonus there. The bonuses did go to Cejudo for his 32-second knockout of Dillashaw and for Cerrone's TKO on Hernandez. But I'd say that was honestly fair. Obviously, there is no UFC pay-per-view next week because it all got cancelled because of everything going to shit. But the people that are taking advantage of this, Bellator, because their big heavyweight final is on Saturday at the Forum. So it's going head-to-head with NXT. So we may bring it up no, because considering how Bellator pay-per-views go, they won't have even finished by the time we finish talking about NXT. So, the big stuff from that, Aaron Pico's taking on Henry Corrales in the featherweights. The debuting Jake Hager taking on JW Keisa. And then the previously mentioned main event for the heavyweight world title that's been vacant for like 2 years now. Phaidor versus Ryan Bader, which should be interesting. I'm intrigued as well to see who's doing commentary on that, considering how like everybody's left. There's no Moro. He's not doing stuff for them anymore. He's still doing the boxing. He did the Pacquiao stuff over the weekend. That was pretty good.
So, yeah, that's the Bellator show that the Bucks are going to be at.
Yeah, because they're going to be everywhere. Yep. That AEW show that I also mentioned, which is going to be where Trevor's leaving, ACH is having his final match with them as well before he leaves. Interestingly, the poster for Final Stand seems to be themed around widows.
Random.
Which is weird because I don't think many people... Well, because it's Chicago, isn't it? AEW. I guess it does make sense. Apparently, there was no bidding war for talent involving MLW and Dragon Lee. Basically, when Rush signed with ROH and MLW realized that everybody with CMLL that ROH would want, they'd have access to, the decision was made that it served MLW no purpose to book CMLL talent anymore. So basically, because there's no upside, nobody from CML will be now wrestling on MLW. So I'm guessing it's just going to be sort of Crash and AAA people instead. More than likely that they can get in. If they can get in. Trying to Let's see what else is going on with the news over the past week that we missed.
Jungle Boy will be soon signing with All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, that went down. Okay. I guess
Soon to be, not official yet. So,
Mayu Iwatani is going to be returning to Ring of Honor next month for their Bound by Honor shows in Flow Rider. TSN is going to be doing Kenny Omega documentary.
yeah, it looks really good too.
2 hours long as well. It's going to be. 1 hour. I misread it. I saw the ver and I thought it was 2. It's going to be Wednesday, March 27th. So I think that's not directly the week before, but the week before Mania. The preview says that Omega brought beauty, intimacy, and gay-friendly messages to the macho world of wrestling. Gay-friendly messages. I mean, I guess what that is because the Golden Lovers, but it's weird how it's phrased by that from TSN. But there you go. The new UFC title belts. The picture of them looked terrible that they showed off before it. When you actually saw the belt on the person, it made sense. They're going very WWE in style. They're going to have side plates that reflect personal sort of touches. So like the country of the competitor, how many times they defended the belt, something that, represents them. Sort of similar to how you have the side plates and whatever with the WWE titles. For both Brock and Daniel at the minute. SmackDown's also going to have Naomi versus Mandy Rose in a Can I Go to Sleep match. Oh, but then also Mustafa Ali versus Joe and Andrade and Rey Mysterio in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Oh, thank God.
Can we gush about how fucking incredible that Rey versus Andrade, he can't be called Cien Almas anymore for some sort of reason, match was last week? Because dear fuck.
Right after that match, I immediately wanted a 2 out of 3 falls. WWE literally read my mind.
I remember saying a while ago, SmackDown is always going to be the better show, and I stick to it. So
when they're doing stuff like that, you can't fucking deny it. Matt Sydal's undergoing surgery to repair torn cartilage in his knee.
Who?
Apparently. Sydal.
Oh, okay.
The guy with the third eye and all that shit.
One Triple S says if it was in Japan, that would be legal. Thoughts on Connor and Cerrone?
I think he did a very good performance, something that needed to bring him back on the level. Also, full credit on the extra prelims to Dennis Bermudez winning and then retiring. That's how you do it. That's me done. I think he mentioned that one of his friends has got cancer, so it's probably, spending time away to focus on that, which certainly makes sense.
And the last thing we'll discuss before we end tonight, Frank Mir's pro wrestling debut.
I'm intrigued to see what goes down with that at Bloodsport. It should be interesting. Just noting as well, because Colt Cabana can't team with Flip Gordon, how he's teaming up with Willie Mack at the Tag Wars tournaments, building up to the Supercard thing. That should be an interesting tag team. Basically, the team that wins Tag Wars will get a title shot at the anniversary show in March. So I think that's... Oh, wow, it's this weekend. Shows in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. Which are probably on Honor Club, maybe? Christ, it's even more crazy, Owen.
Yeah, they'll be on Honor Club, not Fight. No, Fight TV too.
Yeah. Nothing big went down on PWG, I'd argue. Especially because the title didn't change, but we obviously sort of expected that because Trevor Lee's going to the E. Trevor Lee's speech afterwards was very nice, saying, he never thought he'd main event in PWG when he debuted 5 years ago. It's a company that he dreamed for, thanking the fans to get him booked again. PWG helped him make what it was so he could quit his job selling frozen yogurt to shitty kids. His quote, wrestle full time. He never won Bowler, never won the PWG title, as he said he would, but the fans made it so he could get hired by WWE. And he also said but let's be honest, I'm probably just going to get fired by WWE and come back to win the PWG title. It was like brilliant. The other tag team title match, unsurprisingly, the Rascals retained against the Best Friends. They still haven't announced the card for PWG 200. On March 1st it is as well. So the week before the Lane of Fast and all that. Nothing major. Something major did go down on the Progress show. Dear fuck. I'm not going to say the phrase that I wanted to because the people that were there have said, please don't. But the Swords of Essex of Ospreay and Robinson retained over CCK of Lycos and Chris Brooks after Kid Lycos dislocated his shoulder during the match. Thankfully, it's only a dislocation. I was fearing it was something worse, and then it'd be like, I don't want to say it, but literally the person tweeted, can we please not tweet not again? Because at least with a dislocated shoulder, hopefully it's not as serious as it was. In other stuff that happened this week, I didn't even remember that Shine and Evolve were last weekend. Evolve had no title changes, but Johnny Gargano put a very heartfelt message out, which I think got put on their YouTube page in full, really saying that, people like Darby Allin and Austin Theory and people like that deserve to be sort of the guys that get the next sort of push like he did when he left. The only other big thing that happened with the title stuff, Rainbow Bright of Gabby Gilbert and Luscious Latasha beat the Twisted Sisters to win the Shine Tag Belts. Worth noting that the Jordan Grace Lufisto no holds barred match ended in a no contest. How the fuck that happened, I don't know, because logically that surely shouldn't happen. And also, apparently, World of Sport's trying to be relevant, Owen.
Okay.
Because the women's title changed hands twice. B. Priestley dropped the belt to Viper in a triple threat with Kaylee Ray. And then got it back at the end of the weekend. And I think the same went for Rampage and Justin Sism as well. With that title changing hands as well. So, all over the fucking place. No fucking clue. I tell you, I looked at the TV listings. Guess when they're... how last week they said they were showing the repeats on Saturday nights at 1 a.m? Because that's when a lot of kids are going to be up watching wrestling. Hint, they're not. Guess when it is next week, Owen? This coming Saturday. 3 a.m. Thankfully, I believe it's up on the on-demand stuff that ITV has anyway, so people could catch it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, they're clearly not. And then in terms of other stuff happening this weekend, if I can get to my emails, unless I've got to fucking log in again. Oh, thank God I don't. I'll be able to have a quickly swish through that, but then also look at my Facebook events as to what I've already bookmarked, because I went on a vast bookmark swish last week. Is that a technical term, Swish? Maybe. Rev Pro are going to be in Bristol this coming weekend for their show as well. And then having a quick look through the email that I got for the other indie stuff, which may not include everything. There's the Ring of Honor stuff we previously mentioned. God, that's still a thing. I need to look at that one. Oh, Hood Slam are going to be on Twitch from Oakland, California. So you'll be able to watch that on Twitch for free.
Of what?
Hood Slam.
Hood Slam?
Hood Slam, yeah.
Is that some type of ghetto promotion? What the hell is that?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Stoner Brothers.
If you search Brian and Vinny Hood Slam, you'll find some very interesting alternate version of raps regarding promos, stuff that actually happened. It's like the precursor for Lucha Underground. It's like guys from the hood murdering guys from the hood, except then they show up alive, sort of like, you know, Big Show being pushed off the roof and then winning the title.
I support
weird
it.
Shit like that.
I support it.
That was the old Hood Slam. It's slightly more different, but it's in the same sort of vein. It's very much well, Hood Slam is, if you've seen any of the sort of stuff, it's sort of from a nightclub, and you know, they do it free on Twitch. They don't have to. That's why I suggest if everybody goes to Twitch, support them with the bits, subs, all that sort of thing. Twitch Prime.
Hey, I always support the hood. I'm trying to see a child support on the pole match.
There's some more World of Sport stuff. Friday, they're going to be in Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. I'm trying to see. Sorry, I'm seeing other promotions that I've never heard of, like Extreme Midget Wrestling. I'm getting distracted. $10 wrestling is going to be happening. I don't know if that's anything to do with $5 wrestling. Even though the next show they're charging $8 for, which is like a did you see that promo, Owen, today or not? I don't know whether you follow High Spots.
I did not.
So Freight Train's there with Man Scout Jake Manning. And he's like, oh, you forgot your sign that would have the graphics. Get it from your bag. And Freight Train picks up his bag. And he opens the bag and Man Scout's like, Manning, what's this in your bag? Why have you got a Jacksonville Jaguars jumper? Are you leaving me? I only just brought this back, you know. You're leaving me? And Freight Train's just like, no. I just got it from the thrift store because I'm a Carolina Panthers man. It was just like it was so brilliantly done. It was just like, oh, thank God. I thought you were going, you know, somewhere else, and you know, I've only just started this up again after, you know, failing in my other thing. And then Freight Train's just like, yeah, well, your stand-up comedy career didn't go well, so I'm helping you out. It's just like, yes.
I swear it's like Forrest Gump.
Have you not seen Freight Train?
No.
Again, YouTube Freight Train $5 wrestling.
I will.
Hell, the best promo, and Owen will know this because he's remembered this one, when he hits the table and the table falls, and Man Scout's just like, you broke the table, and Freight Train's just like, I didn't know how strong I was. It's just like, it's so brilliant. Meanwhile, other things that are happening maybe Saturday. There's the AEW show. WXW. Oh, WXW are doing their show at the Dome. Hang on. Sorry. The person in my email here has said that the Dome's in Tufnell Park, which is in Germany. Correction, it's actually in London. Unless, of course, World War II went some sort of like weird alternate Wolfenstein universe and London is now a part of Germany. Then again, we've got till Saturday. It might change. God, there's a promotion called Dwarfinators. I love these names. I don't know why. There's another World of Sport show. Oh, they're at the Blackpool Tower Ballroom. Isn't that where NXT were? Isn't that nice? Preston City Wrestling also doing a show over here in the UK as well. More World of Sport in Aberdeen. Christ, they're fucking traveling on Saturday to Sunday then. Bloody hell. And Smash Wrestling are also doing a show in Toronto. I guess we're going back to Toronto. I'm just seeing next Tuesday there's a show called Midgets with Attitude. What is this about midget? There's so many midget shows. What is this?
Man, midgets are very entertaining.
And I believe it should. I don't know whether it's around now, but Independent Wrestling Television, the new name for Powerbomb TV.
Yeah,
I think it's either the Wednesday after the Rumble or coming soon that they're doing weekly live Wednesday shows.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Which is pretty ridiculously awesome.
Yeah.
But I guess I would look into that more when I actually bother to do the Facebook research. So there we go. That means you can finish, Owen.
Okay. No, I can't because we have chat now.
Oh, no.
Rapid fire, and I do mean rapid fire. Will GSP ever return?
Probably not.
Hyro thinks Walter wins the Rumble and chops everyone and wins and then faces Lesnar. What a perfect world.
You can dream as much as you want with that, but it's clearly going to be NXT UK. As in, well, they could do it as a random match as part of TakeOver in New York, because Volta will probably be over there just for the weekend. But I've got a feeling Volta's taking the belt off Dunn at Mania.
Oh yeah, I think that's
NXT,
almost
NXT TakeOver, and then that's what we build to whatever. You got to have something to be excited for in Coventry. More Volta.
Would you be keeping an eye on Eddie Alvarez and Demetrius Johnson?
What in terms of the one promotion that they're at? Maybe.
Yeah,
I need to keep a track on one. Because they're on days in, it's sort of hard to. But yeah, I mean, I'll certainly see it in the news because I keep a track of the one championship stuff. Anyway, through obviously Dave and Sean at Fightful and all that, and various other places. So I do keep an eye on that stuff because obviously if something big does happen, people are going to pay attention to it rather than, I mean, hell, I'm just looking, the bloody light heavyweight and middleweight champions in that promotion are currently from Burma. There's really no sort of international talent there at all. They're nearly all Asian, which makes sense because the company's based out of Singapore. If arguably one championship at the minute is the closest thing that we've got to Pride in terms of MMA going to the East. One
championship is free on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Well, might be for America. They could region fuck it over here. Like with bloody Impact and all that. Because they like it like that.
It's Hood Slam where the Saudi Arabian guys wrestle at, says Hyro.
There are various gimmicks in Hood Slam. There are various gimmicks that are rather crazy. It was set up by Sam Kandragabagi, and basically it was sort of like adult sort of stuff. So they don't have the Steiner brothers, they have the Stoner brothers.
Yeah, I've seen the Stoner brothers before.
And then, oh, wow, there's an actual picture on their YouTube of Paul London and Brian Kendrick holding the decapitated corpse of the donkey mascot Butternuts from 3.5 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
So Any chance the AEW big mania event is going to be at the TIAA arena?
Well, we know they're doing that show for charity in
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
I'm going to try to be there for that. Actually,
raising money for victims of gun violence, and then obviously the show in Vegas. I guess the question is, when would they? If they were ballsy, literally do a show on Thanksgiving in one of the big markets.
Interesting.
Well, you know, if WWE wants to do a half-assed version of Starrcade, I think Cody knows how.
Yep.
He might have some family knowledge on that issue. So in that sense, you know, whether you do a show maybe in Orlando to try and take a dig at WWE,
I think it'll happen.
or maybe there's some venue. I'm trying to think of one of the smaller arenas in New York. But then again, if Tony Fernandez is supporting it and there isn't any sort of contract as to Madison Square Garden, considering the whole Ring of Honor and New Japan stuff that's happening, obviously, WrestleMania weekend, maybe there, if they think they can get enough butts in seats, to steal a line from Tony, which was given to him by Eric.
Take it home.
I think that would be a ballsy thing to do, which is probably what they'd want to do.
Okay, last but not least, isn't Ryzen close to Pride?
Well, no, because Pride was always sort of mainly MMA stuff, arguably. Whereas most of the Rising stuff, with the Pride stuff, I know there was like match fixes and whatever, but there was less sort of. When you look at what Rising does, some of them is literally what we saw tonight with Finn versus Braun is literally what we had with there was like this small Japanese woman that's maybe about 5 foot that took on this European woman. No, I think maybe Spanish, Gabby Garcia, who's literally like 7 foot tall, has taken so many fucking steroids that she's cleaned out Ryback's stash, allegedly. Yeah, to be honest, and with the whole Floyd Mayweather shit, who the shit knows? Plus, Rising really only do one big show a year. One championship is clearly trying to market itself as like a big thing with Alvarez and Demetrius' signings.
Okay. The owner of Ryzen created Pride, apparently.
Yeah. Because basically, because of the Pride and the Mafia stuff, he got out and set up something else instead, which had less ties to the Mafia.
Okay. Two more questions real quick, and then we're done. Mm-hmm. Should UFC close the flyweight division?
As much as I hate to say it, yes. There just isn't enough content there to really warrant it when most of the guys, like we saw with the main event on Saturday, being 2 guys that came down from the higher division just to sort of fill the gap. And sounds harsh, but true.
Last but not least, what was the event with Priscilla Kelly?
Oh, I can't remember the name of the promotion. I'm guessing we're talking about Tampon thing.
Yep.
It was some show. I'm pretty sure it was some show in America. See if I search Priscilla Kelly Tampon, let's see if it actually comes up as terms of which show it was that it happened at. Oh wow, there's apparently a news story about how WWE felt about it. Really, we're making stuff about. Oh, that's interesting. According to Dave and the newsletter, a lot of higher ups in WWE were not happy with the spot. But Kelly's basically said she doesn't think it's going to hurt them at all, or her at all, in terms of whatever she's got with the WWE. But of course, the issue is, if this came out of an adult show but got on the internet and caused enough traction, it might do. Okay, Suburban Fight. I think I think that's different to the Southern Underground stuff that happened this weekend. So yeah, Suburban Fight event apparently is what it was from like before Christmas.
All right.
But it only blew up sort of to some extent the week of the whole All Elite stuff.
All right.
Even though it was a week after.
That's your show.
Yeah. So as we previously mentioned, I'm gonna do the sort of preamble for what's coming up this week. So obviously we got the Oscars stuff in a few hours and whatever. If you're watching this live,
9 a.m.
As live reactions to the nominations, and then a full-on discussion with all of you guys that will be there in chat.
Yep.
Even though I don't know how much crossover there is between Oscars and wrestling, but there you go. We'll be back live Saturday to cover TakeOver. Actually, like I don't want to say the good show because Rumbles are always normally good, but TakeOver is the one I'm more excited for. In all honesty,
It'll be the first time I've done NXT in a while too.
Yeah, well, at least you get to see Chris Hero because he had nothing to book with.
That's worth it.
And then who knows what happens on the pre-show? We'll find that out. We'll cover the results, even though you'll be seeing it on a week on Wednesday's NXT. But whatever.
And Sunday.
Also, we'll be covering the what was it? When Worlds Collide tournament.
Yeah.
It's happening at Royal Rumble Access because that's now a thing.
Yep.
Then Sunday will be live after SAG.
Yep.
To cover that and whatever the fuck the PGA's decided to do with the Oscar race. Along with maybe other stuff here and there. Maybe we'll touch on the Razzies and why the fuck Fantastic Beast isn't in there for screenplay. But whatever. Then Monday, we'll be doing Raw recap and probably Royal Rumble combined into that, obviously. And also maybe SmackDown, but that's to be confirmed.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I say to be confirmed. I wouldn't say it's a definitive. Saturday, Sunday, Monday is the more likely route of action, in all honesty. In terms of other stuff, my top 10 went up yesterday for the films of the year. I can probably shoot a sip and snack or something over the next couple of days to fill in gaps we have here and there in the schedule. AJ will have his... Trying to think what he might be reviewing this week. Maybe The Kid Who Would Be King.
Not exactly sure. I know there's movie reviews and coming.
That's the only... Well, we still got the favorite one due, haven't we?
We still haven't filmed that one,
Yeah, we're still due with that. Obviously, the usual verses.
Yep.
Owen's probably got more Voices of Liberty stuff ready if he needs to.
If need be, I do have a few left, Need to go, hopefully getting more on next Friday, hopefully, if that works out.
God, I really hope Voices of Liberty do enter Sandman.
It wouldn't be Voices of Liberty, it'd be more Voctive, but
I don't know. I guess you can do 1920s style Enter the Sandman.
No, wouldn't work that way. I would love to be sitting on the red circle when that happened, though, if it ever did. So Ashley can be found on Twitter at AshIsMyNameUK. Aaron, welcome back for another show. It's funny because I looked at my memories, which is a really bad thing to do this time of year. And it basically told me that the last time that this group of four were together was for the Raw 25th anniversary show.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that was a shit show.
worst. Yeah, probably the worst show I've ever watched.
Raw 25
Yeah.
was more like memories rather than memories.
Pretty much.
Such a letdown. Could have been something a lot more. Hey, the one thing I'll say is Bobby Roode just tweeted a few minutes ago: storytelling, athleticism, and old school tag team chemistry. Raw tag team division is and will continue to be absolutely glorious. I don't know what he's thinking. Could be drunk. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm saying that's a hint that that copyright from Dash and Dawson might be going to Jacksonville.
Yeah. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Entertainment, MRENT92, Mr. Entertainment 92, MR and then the word entertainment and the numbers on Instagram. You're going to want to follow me tomorrow night as I will be on location, undisclosed, given social media coverage. Somewhere I have not been in a couple of years. So it'll be a surprise. With Cleveland.
well, damn
Speaking of that, Cleveland.
That rules
Time to
out
prove
mangoes
yourself.
then. Damn it.
Oh,
Cleveland, pimp yourself. I shouldn't have said that.
That's
Put yourself over so we can go home.
That's it.
All right. Well, quick. Instagram is all you really need to follow me on, because that's where all my shit is. Black Arrow _ENT. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Follow me on Twitter at Cerrone Disney. And if you want to follow the network, you can. It's at Popcast Network. I promise eventually I'll update everything. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And Award Show fans, we'll see you at 9 a.m. But until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
I can't imagine if Vince was told about veganuary or whatever they call it, and he just goes, "Look at all that soya, yeah."